Yo, slow budget. Once again.
Good morning, everybody. Today's date, March 9th, 2023, and it is a Thursday. The week is almost over. Man, a lot of stuff to do today. Got a late start. Bumped into a buddy of mine over at the wrestling meets last night, and he had some questions about cards. So I told him, bring him in today. So that's what he did. He brought him in, and we were discussing. And I said, I'm not claiming to be an expert in many things, but one thing I am an expert in is cards, sports cards, comic books, that effect. That is just my, I actually say I'm an expert. I've been doing it for like years. 30 plus years. If you've been doing something for 30 plus years, you could say you're an expert in it. So yeah, he came in this morning, answered all his questions. And I said, I like helping people. You know what I mean? I'm in competition with no one. So if someone has questions, I would give free advice. I'll let you know what I know to the best I can. And I like helping people out. So that's what I did this morning. Got a late start. And then I'm supposed to go work out with my buddy Jason today at 10. It's 9:15 right now as I start recording. So I got to get this done quick. And speaking of my buddy Jason, he came in yesterday, and man, it's always good because like when you get two nerds together and we start talking, yeah, we just talk about different stuff. I should have recorded. I told him I did. Like, damn it, why didn't I hit the record button on I have a recording app on my phone? It would have been good. We talked about a lot of stuff. I was showing him some of the old 70s shows I used to watch that he didn't even know, like Shazam, ISIS, the old Green Hornet show. I was talking about me and my daughter Corey started watching the old 66 Batman show. It is so cheesy now that I look at it as an adult, but when you were like a 7-8-year-old kid, man, that was everything. When Batman and Robin came on, that was the best show ever. And it's just so cheesy. And it's so funny because now I'm picking up stuff I didn't notice when I was a kid. Like, for instance, the first episode, Batman, he has a little bust of a statue. He opens it up, hits the button, and the bookcase slides for him to go into the Batcave. There's a sign there that says something like bat poles access via to the Batcave. And I'm like, who in the hell is that sign for? Why does he need a sign saying, hey, these are the bat poles going down to the Batcave? And then they're marked Bruce and Dick, And I'm like, why do they need signs? They know which pole they slide. Who are these signs for? And it's just funny stuff like this I pick up when I watch things. So yeah, me and him were talking about all kind of stuff, about how kind of like Disney ruining the Marvel universe and just stuff like that. How movies in general just ruin the whole comic. I told him yesterday, there's two types of Marvel fans. One's that just know the movies, and those that know the comics. So if you know both, you just see how that's not supposed to. You're nitpicking everything. You have no choice but to, because you grew up learning a certain thing, and the movies tell you different. Just like I used to ask people, and I mentioned this yesterday. What's the Joker's real name? Well, people will say Jack Napier. Why? Because that's what his name was in the Batman movie back in '89. But in reality, he never had a name in the comics. They never gave his name. So see what I mean? So if you look at the comics, like, he doesn't have a name. But people are like, no, it's Jack Napier. It was in the movie. So that's kind of what we were talking about yesterday. Just the cheesy 70s movies. And it's just, they're crazy. And then to like the movies, because we were talking about how just Disney's so woke. They're a woke company. They got to do things to please everyone. And he was mentioning how there was word that maybe Denzel Washington is going to play Magneto in a future movie. And we're like, what the hell? How is that even possible? And again, I'm a Denzel fan. He was a Denzel fan. Nothing against the man. But do you know that Magneto's backstory, he was in a concentration camp during World War II? How is that going to work with a black Magneto? You know what I mean? And like I was telling about Storm is one of the strongest black characters. And they're going to make her white probably in the next movie. It's like, what the hell? How they made Ariel black for they just have to do something like that. And I was joking about how I mentioned it on the show before, like before that 90s show was cast, I called it. I'll say, they're going to have a Mexican, a black person, an Asian. Someone has to be gay in 2023. And I checked all the boxes. They crossed out 2 and 1 because they made the Asian character gay. So it's just this is how woke these companies are that they have to do all this or someone's going to complain. If they don't have an Asian character, oh, the Asian population is going to, oh, you don't have a black character, oh no, the NAACP is going to get involved. You got to have this nowadays, especially with a company like Disney. So now when you come from a comic fan and Disney is changing all this stuff, it just ruins the whole thing for you. So like I said, there's two different types. If you're a comic fan, you know comics. And if you just follow the Marvel, you think you're a Marvel fan because you've watched all the movies, that's a different type of fan. And then there's ones like me and like Jason said that we know both comics and movies. So we can like compare, contrast, nitpick. So yeah, it was just a good conversation, me and him. I wish I would have recorded it. I didn't think about it. Me and him were supposed to work out today in about 40 minutes. So I'm gonna get through that. Oh, my push-up challenge going strong still, and I set a record today. I hit 40 straight push-ups today, and today was day 67. I have it written down right here. Day 68. So today I have to do 68. Well, I already knocked out 40 of them, so I'm already halfway there. So I'm proud of that. Proud of that. What else? Today's date in history. Man, today was actually a boring day in history, March 9th. Not too much stuff happened. I really had to dig just to get some interesting facts. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened, obviously, but it's just, 1746, 18, yeah. So in 1916, Germany declared war against Portugal, and on that same day in 1916, Pancho Villa invaded the U.S. So those are two interesting facts. In 1918, Communist Party was formed. In 1959, Barbie debuted and sold billion cents. And in 1964, the Ford Mustang was produced. So yeah, not too much stuff, exciting stuff happened on this date, but still some interesting stuff. And like I said, when I do the Snapchat, I try to answer every single question. So I bumped into someone last night. He was like, how can we never answer my question on Snapchat? And I even told him, the only questions I didn't answer was Andrew Tate question. I had 4 of them. He goes, oh, I did ask you one of those. I go, yeah, it's the only ones I didn't answer because I didn't care. I didn't feel like doing the research. I didn't know enough about him. So, and then he asked, I asked you a Bankroll Tommy question. And it just so happened to be Bankroll Tommy that asked me this. I go, I did answer that. See how much of a listener you are? He asked me a question about will I ever do a feature with Bankroll Tommy. And I if you go back, I've answered that. I said, yeah, if the beat is good, the topic is good, I don't see why not. Since he's still in high school, as long as we keep it clean and it's something that I'm proud of, like, hey, that's a good song, no problem doing a feature. You know what I mean? I kill any feature I'm on. Any song I'm on, if I'm a guest on a song, I'm gonna kill it. It's just that simple. That's what I've always done. I will make sure it's a tight ass verse, and I'm gonna kill it. So yeah, so that is the question. So that's what's time. See, that's how much of a fan you are, and how many shows you listen to. Because I did answer, and I said I try to answer every single one. There was only a couple maybe I didn't, but they were just so off the wall. Yeah, but I'll answer any question. So today's Thursday. I'll put the send it thing in Snap, and I found one for Instagram. So I'll try Instagram today and see what kind of questions I get. And if they're good, I'll answer them. Good or bad, I'll answer them. As long as they're interesting. That's what I'm saying. If they're interesting, I'll answer them. So like I said, I'm going to keep this show short because I want to try to edit it and get it out before I go work out in about now 30-some minutes. Oh, I did get one question yesterday. Oh, I was just speaking of yesterday. Last night we had our community school's first wrestling season, wrestling meet of the season, and it went good. There was probably about 45 kids, maybe 40 to 45 kids. Teams from Samuel, Oracle, and Mammoth were there. And it is so cute watching these little ones wrestle. Now, this program has been around for a long time, and a lot of USA state champions. We had a junior high state champion, a couple of junior high state champions, and some high school state champion wrestlers all come through this community schools program. So it's something amazing. It's a feeder program into our junior high and high school programs. But yeah, just watching these little 4-year-olds wrestle, and they already know what they're doing, and some don't, but they're trying. Yeah, it is just so good. We have another one coming up. I'll let you guys know. So if you're listening and you're free that day, come down and watch some wrestling, cheer these kids on. My daughter went 2-1 yesterday. She beat a girl from Mammoth, and she beat one of her teammates, and then she lost to one of her teammates. And this teammate she lost to, that they're going to make each other good. She didn't get pinned right away, went 3 rounds, so she's learning still. That's the thing. She is still learning. There's so much for her to learn, and she does good. She competes now. Before, a couple of years ago, they would shoot on her, take her down, pin her. And now she's fighting. She's giving a fight. She gets taken down. She goes to her stomach. She's fighting to get back up. And I told her, Corey, did you realize that girl you beat used to beat you 2 years ago? She was really, I go, yeah, last time you wrestled this girl 2 years ago, she beat you. And now look at, now you're becoming a wrestler. I told her, so I just keep working hard. And it's funny because me and her have code words. And because she was like, I tell her all the time. I tell my kids how proud I am of her. I said it so much to her, she didn't want to hear it no more. She said, Dad, don't stop saying that. I don't want to hear it. I go, okay, we'll do a code word. So my code word to her is, Corey, stop being a dumbass. So when I say, Corey, stop being a dumbass, that's code for I'm proud of you. So her mom doesn't know that. Her grandma doesn't know that. So last night she's in the car. I gave them a ride to the meet. And I'm like, Corey, stop being such a dumbass. And her mom was like, what? Don't talk to her that way. Don't say that to her. Corey's like, Mom, it's code words. And her mom was just like, oh, you guys and your code words, because me and her have a lot of different codes and, it's father-daughter stuff, secret codes. And yeah, so I was just like, Corey, stop being a dumbass. But it was code for I'm proud of you. This community school wrestling program is something special. And if you're around, see it, put your kids in it. We had one kid last night. She went for the first time and saw it, and her dad told me afterwards she wants to wrestle, and he signed her up. I'm like, cool. The more the merrier. It was a girl, and the more girls in the program, that's the future. You know what I mean? Girls wrestling is one of the fastest growing sports in the U.S. Right now, at the college level, there are more scholarships than there are girls to fill them. So if you want your kid to go to college for free, get them into wrestling. You know what I mean? Wrestling and grades, they're almost guaranteed to go to college. Like I said, there's more scholarships than there are girls. Think about that. This wrestling program for girls is building up, and I hope it keeps going strong, and I'll try to, as long as they want me. Yeah, I'm getting older. It's harder to coach, but as long as, they still want me and I'm able to, I'm going to keep coaching. With that, I hope you guys have a great Thursday. One more day for the weekend, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Burn one. Yo. Slow budget. Once again.